Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dr. Plurings Battery Building Enterprise. Building a battery for a caravan here in November, where it is minus 13 degrees out there outside. Feels a bit remote to be thinking about caravanning and such, although this is winter, made for winter use as well, of course, since it has water-based heating system. So you could, if I just would get some winter tires for it, I could hook it out onto the car and just go out there if I wanted to, but with like 5 hours or so of daylight and so on, it doesn't feel quite as appealing. Minus 12 degrees. I think that as long as you keep the propane or butane, no propane is what you want to when it is that cold, right? As long as you keep that topped up, I think you'll be warm and cozy in there, no problem at all. But we're here now, battery assembly, and now assembling the electronics for it. Is what I'm about to commence. It is clamped down here. I checked the torque a bit on everything. I'm reasonably happy with how it's looking so far. It's quite heavy. How heavy is this? It ought to be like, the cells alone ought to be like 28-30 kilograms maybe. And then the wood and steel and such shouldn't add that much, but it adds up. It certainly does. So I have some things prepared here from my previous temporary hookups of everything here. We have the bus bars, BMS, and we have some cable. So I suppose we just start, right? Yeah, I suppose we do. Bus bars, nuts for bus bars, and also my little custom made bus bar. Bus bar. 2 pieces of solid core copper wire. I will tie these two together. I've actually ordered a proper bus bar that ought to fit pretty decently there. But that will be a while until it's here. But this is not really, we won't be performance testing this here battery with this setup. It will be sort of similar it will be the same in far as performance as it was during my previous temporary setup and connection of everything. I will have a 15 amp fuse on it, so that's what we can expect to do at maximum. But I want to charge it, I want to discharge it, I want to experiment with charging it in various different ways, learn more about how to charge it and how to do all these things with it. So my custom made bus bar is the one that goes in first here. Nice. Very nice. Very solid. Very nice. Very solid. Yes. It's going to get some. Nice ice cold here straight from the DC fridge. I have a video, maybe that is out, maybe it is coming out on testing a rather cheap direct current refrigerator. Cheers. Yeah, there you go. See now, I am looking for a little bit of wires to do this connection as good as can be under the circumstances, which won't be great, but neither terrible, I would hope. There you go. It will be enough for 15 amps. 15 amperes! I really don't like getting into this habit of this. I don't know if it's an Anglicism or Americanism, or if it's just an Englishism that you say amps instead of amperes. The guy was called Ampere. Ampere, I don't know how you pronounce it, but amperes is what we're measuring current with, not amps. So I have the BMS, it's already a little bit bundled together. Maybe we can leave that as is. Quite possibly, because they ought to go on more or less the same as they did previously here. So this is the main negative to the BMS, which should go there, and it should also have the grounding for the power supply of the BMS, since that is apparently separate from the BMS ground. I don't know if it's separate inside the actual BMS thing. If I were to do a continuity test between this wire and this, might be the same. But this is how you're supposed to wire it up according to the manual, so we better follow suit, follow along. And if we can get this thing, yes, I will do this later with proper ring terminals and what have you, all that stuff. And also going to clean all the terminals with isopropyl alcohol or something when doing this, like for the final time. But don't know how many iterations there will be until I get to actually doing this for the final time, or last time, or whatever. It's still probably going to be a few iterations. For now I'm doing it hand tight here with the nuts. Maybe just that feels a little bit loose. So just for this one, might actually, if I were to happen to have a 10mm, that's in the car mechanics related toolbox. That's dirty stuff. Oh, nasty. 10mm. That should be enough. As we're only doing 15 amps maximum here, at least as long as everything is all right. I sort of have to break this apart. That's the only way I'll be able to reasonably be sure to get the correct leads here. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Got these nice cable ties, very nice, greatest quality cable ties only. There we go. And carefully get this out here. There we go. Alright then, this is the connector for the BMS. It goes from that end, you have BMS negative, and then you have first cell positive or second cell negative. There's really no difference in those two. as a concept electrically. Electrically they are more or less the same. If you disregard the potential losses here in the bus bar and the connection to it and so on. That's the second, that's the second one. Put that over there. And take, or the first one really, the first balancing lead anyway. Yes, that's supposed to go there. Are you sure? Do you want to double check the manual? I could. Maybe I should just do a quick. I'm assuming for the moment that this is correct. But I am still going to just have a little quick look-see here at the manual. B minus goes on the negative side on the first cell, and B1, yes, that indeed goes there. Great. And the next one over, which ought to be this one. Let's make sure, yes. It can't be too. It can always be too much about these things. But, it is possible to be too much about it, but better safe than sorry if you put it that way then. Okay. Yes, we put it that way. And now this one that goes on to my little specialty bus bar. Which isn't that all that great, but it can definitely handle 15 amperes. Yeah, feeling great, feeling great. Tying this down to a reasonable amount there. Yes. 1, 2. I'll put nuts on these other ones as well, just since that one is a bit as it is. Yes, that's right. And we'll take the next one. Bus bar. I'm not quite sure about my framing here with the shot, if this should be in, but is this in when I'm doing? This will be you reach so very few people anyway, so it does it matter? Yeah, of course it matters. It matters to the few people that it actually reaches. They deserve only the best that I can do. They deserve at least the very best that I can do. And possibly even a bit more. Yeah, I'm still on the. It's still the same evening, or approaching night, rather, as it was in the previous video where I had a bit of ranting. Did a bit of ranting on stupid comments and whatnot. Yeah. What have I miscounted here now? Is this right? Yes, this is right. I always get a little bit confused when I get to the last. Always. It's the third time I do this ever. So there you go, and now then the second last two here should be the only ones that are still not connected, and that is the case. And those should go on to the main positive of pardon, battery together with this here thing that goes to the main positive out. Then coloring of this here wire, these here wires, and all that, since it's black here for the positive. But it has a ring terminal on it, and most importantly of all, it has a fuse holder. So we put that there, and we put that there. Add a nut. Now we can actually check this if we have somewhere around 25 volts here. We ought to. And if so, we should be able to turn the BMS on. I might wait just a little bit with that. So is that enough? I think I want it a little bit tighter. We'll bring out the nasty socket here again. You see there was a lot more to. Come on, I don't want to be taking the cable around here for too many turns. Oh, there is a good torque. About 2-3 Newton meters. I say my fingers here. I'm telling you. There you go. Sure. Mate. Great. See if we can measure this up for a little bit with my cheap crappy Chinese multimeter. Is it crap? Yeah, I don't think it is crap, but it isn't great. But it's not, completely worthless neither. You're trying to measure AC. You're trying to measure DC instead. There you go. 3.3. What? No, this doesn't make sense. Okay, I've done an error. There's an error in my wiring. Is the whole pack connected? No, there is something. Something is amiss. Something is wrong. Something is not right. Okay, if we follow the third lead, where's that going? That is going there. Well, maybe it needs to be tightened down. But this, it should be enough contact here to at least get the voltage out here. Which maybe it should, but it isn't. Okay, if we follow it here, where is the problem? It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. That's alright. That's alright. That's alright. That's alright. That's alright. That's not alright. What? Are you not hooked on? It's a bit. This one is a bit glitchy, I think. Yeah. I'll continue here. We start over. Measuring the voltages. There, 3.3, 6.6, 9.8, 13.15, 1643, 19.7, 23.01, and finally 25.6. We'll just do it backwards as well. 23 point something, 19.7, 17.4, 13.6, 9.8, 6.6, and 3.3. And we'll just tie on these here nuts, finger tight. There you go. There you go. There you go, and this one. That really maybe isn't extremely well connected. It's important that I get these balancing leads correctly hooked up, since we will be doing a full charge and discharge of the battery, so it's important that the balancing connections are correct, and the BMS will get a chance to get the correct voltage out of it, and so on. There is now a terrible mess of wires that will be going to the BMS. I should have a few cable ties to tidy it up just a little bit. I'm envisioning, I'm planning that this will stay like this for at least a while. Might be up to a few months, actually. At least until I'm ready to step up my charging and discharging to a lot higher currents than what this will be doing. So I'll also secure these two here to the threaded rod. They won't be going anywhere or have any undue stress put upon them. Oh, come on there, yes. Yeah, not the neatest, maybe, but it will do. So there we have this, and also here I'm going to, all of these here sensing leads or balancing leads, what you want to call them, they are at different lengths now, but I'm not ready to cut them to length right now. I'll do that when I have the final design ready, if that will ever be, if that is even a concept. The final design might definitely be a concept, but the final implementation may not be a concept as such that really exists here in Dr. Plurings laboratorium at the very least. There you go. That's now nicely tied together there, and this main positive, we could maybe go out about over here somewhere with that. Take it with the fuse holder, that is, have that here somewhere. There. Previously I was also a bit worried here, since the threaded rods were exposed. Now they are covered in PVC tubing, so no issue really there. Or no issue, but no danger of shorting anything out or such. There you go. We'll take this one out here. This black one is main positive from the battery. Sure, mate, makes perfect sense, right? Maybe not. it doesn't really matter if it makes perfect sense or not. It only matters that it makes enough sense. That at least I will understand what it is that I've done to this. That would be like pardon me. That would be lovely to have a sort of temporarily at least mounted there, but I think that's what we're going to get for the time being. There, see if we can put the temperature sensors in here somewhere. I mean, it's not really going to get them in a useful spot anyway. No, you need to connect them to the electrolyte to get anything to really know what the cell is doing. And I'm not going to be able to do that, so I just plug them underneath some other wiring. There, then we get this here lid, put that on like so. And there's the BMS now, and here comes the main negative from the battery. So let's see if I can just tuck these wires in a little bit. There. Yes, I think that we can connect the BMS. Okay, nothing blew up this time neither. Great. This little thing that really doesn't want to go on there now because you have all of your cabling is sort of hindering that thing from going on there, but that's all right. Really. Yes, really. Not really in a sarcastical sense, but in really as in, yes, that is really all right. We can be without that bit for now. There you go. Okay, there's the BMS. Output, negative output from the BMS. I made a little ring terminal connected to 2.5 square millimeter cable, which will be plenty for 15 amps over amperes over this distance. We bought actually brand new. There is, I'm not even opened this yet. 4.5 square millimeters. Really. Is that 4.5? Or is that the... It's supposed to be. It says so here on the box anyway, but it looks more like 2.5. Whatever. For now, I guess I'm assuming it is good. I don't need it at the moment, but I bought it because I will need it sooner or later. And the price of copper is likely not going to decrease. Are you actually recording over there? Yeah, you are. Great. I put another log on the fire whilst I'm here. -12. -12 and price of electricity is about 3 kronor per kilowatt hour for the energy, which means that what you have to pay for it out of your wall socket is at least twice that. 3 kronor, and that may not say a whole lot to people outside of Norway or Sweden, but that's about 25 cents, euro cents. About. Or am I making this up now, the numbers? No, that shouldn't be. That should be roughly where it's at. I need about 40-50 of those a day to keep your house warm and to keep you to have hot water and to cook food, and maybe also run a few electronics, charge your battery maybe each and every day, so it adds up a bit there. And when you have been used to paying like not even 10% of that for like for basically 50 years, adjusted for inflation and so on. We've always had very cheap, but reasonably cheap electricity here. One of our strengths, one of the reasons that we became the industrial nation that we once was that the availability of cheap and reliable electrical power. But then they decided to, let's not have that anymore. Why should we have that? Why should we keep all this infrastructure that we have invested so very much money into? Let's just turn off the nuclear plants and so on, even though they have plenty of life left in them. Just to fuck with people. People have too much money left over here, and it's too attractive for industries to run here with the cheap electricity and the cheap available electricity. Yeah. So let's do away with that, but at the same time invite Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook to establish data centers, which will use like one of these data centers uses like 1 reactor's worth of power. And not only invite them to do that, but incentivize them to do that by giving them a complete rebate on the tax on their electricity. Reasonable, right? Reasonable that I, as a private person, pay 60 fucking öre plus VAT, 60 öre in tax, energy tax per kilowatt hour, plus VAT on that. Whilst Google and Microsoft, maybe Google doesn't actually have a data center, but Facebook and Microsoft and Amazon, they pay like 2 öre, and they don't pay VAT per kilowatt hour. That's a fucking, that is a disgrace. Is what that is. It's sad. Yes, we're not supposed to be sad here now. I'm building a battery for energy independence. Yes, 4 kilowatt hours. I should be able to store in here. 4 kilowatt hours. Yeah, it's not a lot for a house, but for a caravan it's quite a bit. Maybe. Let's see, somewhere around here there should be a fuse for this. My 4 amp fuse, 14 amp fuse. But I can't seem to find that right now, so I'll take another one, which is also 15 amperes. It's the same, really. Not the same, but it is. There you go. Should we hook up a test load as well? Yeah, why not? Whilst we're at it, I have this lovely thing that I made in my feverish state. I'm actually quite happy. Still holding together, knock on wood. And it's easy to knock on wood with this, because it's actually made out of wood. So these are four 12 volt 10 watt bulbs, nothing else. 12 volt 10 watt, and they are here is you have two in series, and those two in parallel. And since the voltage of the battery is 26 volts, we're overdriving them just a little bit. But they'll survive for as long as they survive. How do you want to do this? Do you want to just do that maybe? Or do you want to... I think we have something... where did I put that then? Yeah, great. Somewhere around here there should be a screw terminal of sorts, which I could use to hook this up and cobble this together a little bit. Yes, somewhere. I'll just put that somewhere. Yes, somewhere. Where did you put that? I don't know. Wait. I'm running low on ibuprofen and paracetamol again here. It's been like 8 hours since my last dosage. So, it is what it is. Bear with me. We'll get there. And it won't be long. It won't be too long. Depending on the definition of too long. If you have the attention span of people nowadays, this video is too long since about 2 minutes after it started. You always gripe about this. Yeah, people don't like long format stuff in general. And my channel is not for those people. My channel might not be for a whole lot of people in general. Nope. As I've said previously, I'm thinking out loud and sharing the experience of building a battery with no prior experience of battery building whatsoever, but with a bit of previous experience for electronics and what have you. But none of actual battery building. Not that much of experience regarding battery charging or off-grid or solar or stuff like that either. Really. But a bit of fundamental understanding about electronics and electricity and such. Right? Yeah, some. Definitely. So here we can hook up the negative. I don't think it is very negative. I think it is quite. That's a decent outlook of things. What is the negative here in this here battery? And now it will become the negative on this here Christmas decoration light. Advents ljusstake, homemade. There you go. Positive and negative, or rather the other way around. Okay. Positive. Yeah. There you go. And if you could stay in there as well, that would be lovely. There you go. Okay. If I hit the button here now on the BMS, this should light up, and hopefully I shouldn't get should not blow up in my face. I'm not wearing any safety goggles, no, but it's fused. So we hit it. And what happens? Nothing. There you go. It takes a little while for it. That's quite bright. That is quite bright. See if we can get, if I can find my own. There you go. My old iPhone 8. My employer's old iPhone 8. My current work phone. iPhone 8. Soon to be replaced, possibly by an iPhone SE of the latest model. It should look exactly the same as this. Yeah, it's a bit funny. This I've had my phones have now had the exact same form factor for like 10 years since the iPhone 6 was released. Yeah, that's about 10 years ago. Yeah. But then they're getting rid of Touch ID after the current SE generation, and I happen to like Touch ID, especially over the stupid Face ID thing. That is stupid. If you want to unlock someone's phone, you just hold it up to them. There you go. It's unlocked. Whether that person wanted it to be unlocked or not. I mean, someone could still take my finger forcibly and put it on here, but still, that's more of an intrusion than just holding the thing up to the person. This gives off quite a lot of heat. Yes, here we go. JK BMS. Connect. Beep beep. We are drawing 4 amps according to the BMS. The BMS doesn't seem to have a very good calibration for its ammeter, and this doesn't really do a good. It gives a decent indication as to what your current is, but I'm not trusting it. 3.6, it says there. And the voltage is currently 26.23 volts, so we're currently using about 100 watts here. And the voltages of the cells seem to be pretty well balanced. What is the maximum delta here that I have on the cells? Cell voltage differential is 14 millivolts maximum, as I still haven't charged them or anything. This is how they arrived. So I think I actually, knock on wood, did buy from a reputable seller, and that they did a good job of sending me well matched cells and everything. But there you go. It is back together and running. Driving this here. Adventsljusstake, and yeah, a little bit sketchy wiring going on there. Maybe there's this. It looks a lot better already, just when it has the wood enclosure around it and such, I think. Next order of business is to charge this, but the clock is 2230 hours, 22:30 hours, 10:30 in the evening, and tomorrow's a work day, and I'm not feeling great, so I think I need all the energy recuperation I can get in the bed there. What are you drinking? You shouldn't be drinking caffeinated drinks then before going to. No, but I'm compensating that with a narcotic sleeping aid. So that's all right. But I have a prescription, so I'm not a drug addict or taking illicit drugs. No, I have a prescription. It's all right. All is better when you have a prescription. Then you can do all the drugs that you want. Not really all that you want. All that your doctors, all the drugs that your doctor wants you to do, you can do without being frowned upon by society and such. Even if your list of medications, narcotics, is like this long, it's still completely fine. But if you take one puff of a plant, and you can't get a prescription for that plant, but you take one inhalation, then you are a trash person. You're worthless to society, just so you know. But all these drugs, these are fine. All these pills, all these injections, all of this is fine. But a plant, no, a plant. Are you insane? A plant? That's where the world is going to end if people start medicating themselves with a plant. Sounds reasonable, right? That the plant is illegal. A plant? A plant? I have like my chili up there on the desk. If they made that illegal, well, if we can make species illegal, why can't we make fucking mosquitoes illegal then? Because they are annoying as fucking hell. And slugs. Mosquitoes and slugs, those would be on my top priority of species to make illegal. Mosquitoes and slugs. And possibly these ticks that suck your blood. Those we could also make illegal. What else? There are plenty of annoying insects and animals, but mosquitoes, slugs, ticks, yeah, those are about the top. And I think that those are quite a bit worse than hemp, in my opinion. But I'm not, here to advocate or nothing regarding hemp. I'm just making an observation about this, and I'm not on hemp. Nope, I'm not on that. I just feel it's a bit silly to make a life form illegal. Illegal, yeah. That's just mind-boggling. I can't wrap my head around that. I mean, we have, for example, many species of, well, at least one species of mushroom that is narcotics according to the law, but in that case the life form itself is not illegal because it grows wild and naturally, but it becomes a narcotics crime if you pick it. You can have your opinions on that, if that's reasonable or not, that you can't go out and pick mushrooms. But at least makes a little bit more sense to making the act of picking it illegal rather than making the goddamn life form itself illegal. What the hell is that about? It is just so silly. It's what it is. It's just really silly if you think about it. If there's a plant, there's a life form here, it's illegal. Yeah, we can make birch illegal too, maybe, and as I said, mosquitoes and Spanish killer slugs. And all slugs and snails, basically. Not all of them, but most of them, anyway, are annoying as hell if you're trying to take care of a garden. They will come and ruin a lot of work for you. They may, and try as you might to fight them, you will most likely fail, because they have their strength in numbers there is so ridiculous that it's just ridiculous. Okay, I think I'm going off the rails now, even a bit more than usual. But here it is, my battery is working. Putting out 100 watts and driving this here light fixture, if you could call it a light fixture. It's a piece of firewood with solid core copper wire and nails holding that down, soldered onto halogen bulbs. But it is a load. So next order of business will be to actually start charging this and testing out the theories laid forth in the second to last video, I think it was, right? Where we did. Pardon. Couldn't you make fucking coals? Like, what is it? The rhinoviruses. Couldn't you make those illegal? We'll have to deal with this crap. Well, what were you saying? Yes, the theories that have been pondered upon here about just how to charge this thing. I need to start experimenting with that. And that is the next step, because now I have this together in a pretty nice little box, I think. Yes, I've been on now here for 15 minutes about how nice my box is and other things too. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Dr. Pluring wiring up his battery. Thank you so very much for watching. And cheerio.